He, nim, nor I. I'm Clark, and our topic for today is population growth. During the past weeks, I observed areas and documented both human-made and natural change. Let's take a look at what I found, and then we'll actually go visit these specific sites today. We will learn why population growth is important, why population growth ties directly to environmental issues, how it impacts our environment, where population growth is spiraling, what must be changed to improve the negative impacts growth creates, who can implement this change. Let's review the snapshots. The first is in Austin, Texas. This is a new housing division area located off of FM 1826, where habitat destruction is occurring. Many trees have been removed and an excavation of rock has occurred. The second picture, we see a large amount of deforestation, which is not a good use of land. Soil and sediment erosion is visible in the third picture. Lastly is a snapshot of a water conservation tank placed in the backyard of a residence. So why are these pictures relevant? Let's go take a look at these sites today. Note, most of these snapshots were taken over a couple weeks ago. This is the current site of the first picture we reviewed. You will notice an extensive removal of the habitat has occurred to date. This area is being cleared by home builders in order to build houses, thus many species like deer, coyotes, armadillos, skunks, squirrels, birds, snakes, insects, and many other species are driven out of their habitat. These species are moving to locations where they are likely to become roadkill, shot, trapped, sprayed with pesticides, and the like. This is occurring due to the demand for housing as population growth is swelling here in Austin. The home builder is trying to attract buyers to build here for profit. This reduces sustainability as relocation impacts species with a specific niche as they have to compete with other organisms that occupy the same niche, increasing the likelihood of extinction. Make note of the heavy equipment used to destroy this habitat and what is used to operate the equipment. This is their area where we noted some deforestation in the picture. It is obviously much more dramatic today as a larger portion of this forest has been removed. Excavators are eliminating a large portion of the forest on the east side of Highway 290 in Austin. This deforestation is a poor use of land as loss of trees contributes to global warming due to the fact that a portion of carbon dioxide that is typically absorbed by these trees will now remain in the atmosphere, contributing to the greenhouse gas effect, increasing the average temperature of the earth. Deforestation also adds to land pollution. This is being cleared for the extension of the nearby housing division due to housing demand and population growth. This is a poor use of the land. Existing areas can be restored for this purpose. Again, make note of the heavy equipment used by workers to clear the forest as well. This erosion site has not changed dramatically to date. This is an area that was obviously cleared some time ago due to population growth as well. Water and wind naturally created erosion. This site is located at Road 320 in Dripping Springs, Texas, just outside of Austin. This area lacks vegetation, it has deep crevices from water flow, and wind eroding soil and sediment. Visible layers of sediment appear under soil. Roots of vegetation are visible as well. There is minimal vegetation growth in the crevices as the depth allows for some moisture retention. Although erosion is a natural process, human activity has increased erosion over time. Houses were constructed beyond the site. Trees and vegetation were obviously removed in order to create this housing division, thus leaving some land desolate as such. Erosion will continue to occur unless more soil and vegetation is put in place to help prevent erosion. Lastly, the water conservation tank site. This household has placed this tank in their backyard in order to conserve water. It obviously traps rainwater used for various needs to conserve water and save money. A good step in the right direction. So why is population growth relevant? There were 1 billion people in the world in the 1800s. Global human population dramatically increased in 2012 to 7 billion people. That growth means population increased at 75 million annually. That is 4 times the growth in population in the last 100 years. Why the drastic growth? Medical advances, lower mortality rates, and an increase in agricultural productivity permitted population to spiral. Why does population growth tie directly to environmental issues? Humans use fossil fuels for power. Thus, more people means more global warming. Fossil fuels and consumer choice are key to our environment. How does population growth impact our environment? We've witnessed it today. Human-made changes like deforestation, habitat destruction, and the like to build shelter occurs. The demand to operate large machinery requiring fuels obviously increases, and our reliance on a mechanized lifestyle demands more. Thus, more carbon dioxide is present in the atmosphere. More carbon dioxide exists when gases are burned and fewer trees exist to absorb it. So warm air is trapped and the earth becomes warmer, melting polar ice caps, creating drastic weather conditions and impacting plant growth. When humans use fossil fuels for power, it creates more global warming. Our modern mechanized lifestyles require fossil fuels to power the heavy equipment, transportation, power within our homes, etc. Human-made changes like deforestation also allows for more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Where is population growth spiraling? Population growth continues in the U.S. due to immigration, whereas many developed countries' population growth is stagnant or decreasing. Think about it. Dramatic population growth in the last 100 years means that during that time, emission of carbon dioxide, which is the leading greenhouse gas, grew exponentially as well. The United States contains 5% of the world population, but contributes a quarter of the total carbon dioxide output. According to the United Nations Population Fund, fast-growing developed countries like China and India will contribute more than half of the global carbon dioxide emissions by 2050. We must all change our overconsumptive ways. What can be done to improve the negative impacts this growth creates? Per the Global Population and Environment Program at the nonprofit Sierra Club, population, global warming, and consumption patterns are inextricably linked in their collective global environmental impact. As developing countries' contribution to global emissions grows, population size and growth rates will become significant factors in magnifying the impacts of global warming. World Watch Institute, a nonprofit environmental organization based in Washington, D.C., reports success on these two fronts, climate change and population growth, would make other challenges such as reversing the deforestation of Earth, stabilizing water tables, and protecting plant and animal diversity much more manageable. If we cannot stabilize climate and we cannot stabilize population, there is not an ecosystem on Earth that we can save. What must be changed to improve the negative impacts this growth creates? The first step is creating an awareness by educating everyone. If people understand the relevance, then efforts will be made for progress. Who can implement the change? We can. We literally make the choice today for the future. Hawaii already has plans to get 100% of their electricity from renewable sources by 2045, per Kathy Busowitz with the Associated Press. This is an aggressive plan we all need to follow. A nation that destroys its soils destroys itself. Forests are the lungs of our land, purifying the air and giving fresh strength to our people, per Franklin D. Roosevelt. Sure to subscribe to see next month's episode.